All right, so we've got our shirt here. We've got the buttons, buttonhole positions marked down the front here. We're just going to do the collar one first. And with the collar, try and keep it nice and easy. And what you can do is just line the front of the foot here up with the edge of the collar. And what we also want you to do is sort of like to centralize, so the buttonhole goes down the center of this width here. So you can just do that by eye.
Well, they could get a tape measure and put a little mark there, couldn't they?
Yeah, well, yes, or they could, I mean, I'd probably use a pin, but I know Libby's
no
always a
in
bit
there.
anxious about pins.
Yeah, you'll damage the machine if you put any pins in.
Yeah, so just to get it, make sure it's in position, put your foot down, and then you can check the width on both sides. And I think that, actually, a little bit.
Because it should do it in the middle of the box, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that looks all right. And so then just off you go.
Yeah, that's good.
And remember too, if this really goes in the wrong place, that's the good thing about the fact that this machine doesn't cut the buttonhole open. If you make a mistake, you can, if you wanted to, like unpick the stitching. It'll take you a while, but you can do it, so that you could put the buttonhole in a different position. Just on doing the cuff here now. So with the cuff, you could just, to find the center, just fold it in half and give it a little bit of a press, and you can see it's created that line there. But you could mark that with a pencil as well, center. Now that it's under there, I can't see it very well anyway, but that's all right. So just the other thing too is just like, make sure these are the same on either side. That'll be a good.
And just lining that metal clamp up with the front of the fabric.
Exactly, yeah. And again, then just push down, put that open. And what I like to do when I'm doing the buttonholes down the front is start at the bottom, because you get more confident as you go along. So if you start at the bottom, they're the worst buttonholes, and they get better as they go up, which is what you see more, yeah.
No, we're not encouraging you to do shoddy work.
No. Now we've just got the little dot there, so this is going to take a little bit longer to get into position.
And the dot's going at the front of the inner box?
Exactly, so we're working towards the back for our buttonhole. So what I've done is to try and get the dot there right under the needle, and then just do a quick eyeball that it's centered.
And the dot's in the middle of that.
Yeah,
section.
So you can see it.
And at the front.
Can you see it there, Libby? That it's the dot is there.
Where?
So.
Oh yeah.
Under
I
the
can see where the pin is. Yeah.
Under the needle, yeah.
It's hard to see it, but
and then just. Cool, and then work your way up to the next one.
The mark's starting the top neck edge of the.
And just make sure that you've lined the edge here up with the row of stitching, and you don't not off at a bit of an angle.
Yeah.
And just be gentle when you push your foot forward, because if you push it too far, it's going to sew the buttonhole for you. So yeah.
Yeah, so you can do this fairly quickly once you get used to it.
Yeah, like I said, you get better as you go along and a bit faster. And we've got this machine on black thread, so it's really obvious for you to see. But we'll have the machine threaded up in a natural colour to match your calico for your samples. And something I didn't say before either is this distance between the start of the buttonholes is 8 centimetres, and that's why. And this measurement here is about 6.5 because I've taken the measurement, the 8 centimeters from here to the top of the buttonhole there. So those measurements are equal. That's why this isn't 8 centimeters from this edge here. It's from this one. Okay, so then when you're clipping them open, I use my snips, fold it in half, and clip it in the middle, and then put the in, and then just go from end to end.
Just be careful, you really don't want to cut the threads because it'll just start unraveling.
Yeah. So yes, don't like fold it in half and then do a big chop. You're only making a little hole big enough to, to get the ends in.
I like using those thin embroidery scissors, the stalk ones. They've got a nice tip point, and I go from either end towards the middle and cut.
So I'm just going to show you with the unpicker here. So you start at one end and then you stick it through the middle and then just push that out there, okay? And then you flip it around, do the other side. So you're always cutting into the center of the buttonhole, because what you don't want to do is dig in there and then rip that along there, because it has happened to friends of mine that they've actually literally sliced all the way through here, and it was just when the client was coming to pick up the garment as well. So they had to, if that happens, you have to replace the whole cuff.